Hi, this is Ben from EnglishPhotographer.com. Welcome. I want to talk to you today about just actually taking photographs, because you see these most amazing photographs all over the internet, all over the photography books, and you think, wow, how did they take that? And the answer is, they just did it. I know it's the Nike logo, the just do it, and it's very applicable to photography too. Just do it. A lot of it is just actually having the camera and going out and doing it. It takes a lot longer to set up the photograph, to really get everything getting sorted out. But when you actually go and take those photographs, they're going to be in your portfolio forever. What do I mean? Okay, so for example with a fashion shoot. To do a fashion shoot properly, you're going to need to hire models, perhaps, hire a makeup artist, hire maybe a stylist, get some proper clothes, get a nice location, maybe get some lights, maybe even hire a camera, and then spend a long time actually post-processing the photographs. It's a big hassle and it's an expense, and therefore most people are going to be put off by that. They'll get one of their friends, put them in a nice dress and go and take photographs on the beach, and that's fine. However, if you want to do something really like the pros, just go all out, just do it. You want to go and do a landscape photograph, hire a landscape camera like a large format camera and go and take a landscape photograph. Maybe you actually need to go and get a tent and camp out for a week. Maybe you actually need to plan where the sun is going to be and make sure that you're there at the right time. Maybe you need to make sure you've got all the right filters. It's an investment of time and money, but when you get there, you're going to take exactly the same photograph as that great landscape professional, because the difference between him and you is, or her and you, is just that they did it. Likewise, with any sort of photography, they just did it. With street photography, they're out all the time taking photographs. They've got the right camera, that doesn't matter too much, but they've got the right sort of camera, and they're out all the time taking risks, doing things that necessarily they don't actually want to do, like getting into people's faces to take photographs, taking photographs that you might not want to take, and pushing through those sort of barriers that stop you doing what you want to do, and they just do it. With all the photography that you see that's really great, people have done that little bit extra. They've taken what would be a fairly normal photograph and just done that little bit more. Waited out that little bit longer for the right light, came back the next day, planned in advance, hired a camera, hired a lens, hired an assistant, hired a model, hired whatever else, but they just do that little bit more to get the shot. It's not actually that difficult to take photographs. All the theories online, you can research it beforehand. It's just about knowing the process and actually sticking to that process. Knowing the process about how the photograph is going to work and actually going out and taking it. And then it's actually it's not even that difficult to go and look through, but it's going to cost you time, it's going to cost you money usually to get the photographs that you want. Take fewer photographs, but take the photographs that are really going to count, and you're going to see a great result, and it's going to make you more positive, and it's going to make you more professional.
Like this shot, for example, taken during the blue hour. Most photographers had gone home because it was dark and getting very cold. But using the huge heavy tripod I've carried around all day, I can get these amazing colours. But stop. Already I can hear the professionals furious at me for trivialising their hard work and skill. How dare I say such a horrible thing? And the answer is that photography really isn't that difficult, and 20% of the knowledge will give you 80% of the results. Sure, you won't have the same consistency as a professional will, and in difficult situations, you won't get the same photographs. However, when you practice and internalise the information, for example in my book, Photography, The Few Things You Need to Know, which is 99 pence, I guarantee you'll get the most amazing photographs if you take the time to practice, plan ahead, and get there and actually just do it. Have a look at greatbigbear.com for more information about the book. But enough talk. Let's look at some photographs. For example, with this one, when I was taking this, the security guard, the Securitas guard, who was in charge of making sure people don't use their tripods, bothered me first of all with the tripod, so I used a monopod. Bothered me with the monopod, so eventually I actually used the camera strap to keep the camera secure so I could take this photograph. The exposure time was about 4 or 5 seconds. I persevered and got the shot. The important thing is you just do it. There are no excuses. Or like this photograph. I was actually teaching a private class, and it rained, and it rained, and it rained. There was an enormous storm. So we went through the theory for about 2.5 hours. And then the clouds parted, just a bit. We went upstairs, the rain had stopped, and the lake had formed over what's normally just dust. It had washed the tourists away, and we got this amazing light coming through the clouds. And street photography with the Pentax 645D, which is an enormous medium format digital camera. It's very obvious that I'm taking a photograph, there's no real mistake about it, and therefore when I took the first photograph of this gentleman, he was somewhat displeased, but the look was very strong, so I took a second one. That makes the shot, just doing it. And on this one, I was actually taking photographs at 75 knots on another boat, and I was standing right on the front, being bounced about. Held them with one hand and took the photographs with the other. If the camera had fallen in the sea, it was gone. If I fell in the sea, well, I was going to be very wet. And therefore the answer is just to do it. This one was a project of the banking crisis in London, the City of London. So I saw that the cash machine here was bricked up, and the flowers above it were dead, and it looked like a fount of money had dried up. There was a drought, a credit crunch. So I went back again and again to get this photograph. And here's sleeping out in -10 in a hammock. It was absolutely freezing. I think I was going to die of hypothermia. But the best time to get photographs is generally in the morning. And there we are. A fox actually came to see me that evening, and it was a very beautiful experience. He came up very close, and I was a bit concerned he would actually leap into the hammock for warmth. So I really hope this has been useful. It's one of those concepts that has been so vitally important for me. The idea that when you're taking anything, you want to just plan ahead, make sure it's right, and put in all the effort you can to get the right result. Including getting a team together, hiring models, hiring cameras, whatever it is, but just doing it. Realizing that you do that little bit extra and get much better results. And for the actual photography, you can get a copy of my book, Photography: The Few Things You Need to Know. It's priced at 99 pence, so literally anybody can afford it. The idea is just to share the knowledge that I've learned. I wish I'd read it when I was starting. It's 77 pages long, and you can get it now at greatbigbear.com.